Hi guys, thank you for signing up for the webinar. And if you're watching this right now, I know that you want to generate more leads in your next 30 days than your past 6 months combined. And chances are, if you're in business, no matter what business you are in, ultimately you need leads because leads converts to sales and sales convert to profits. And this is going to be for you if you are a financial advisor, real estate agent, you are in the MLM structure, you are a business owner, you are an entrepreneur, or you are a B2C sales professional. And typically, if you're in business, I think this would apply for you. And the method of lead generation that we actually use to generate massive amount of leads from social media will be extremely beneficial. So I advise you to really watch this all the way to the end. It's only going to take about 10 to 15 minutes. It's not going to be long. And I promise you this will be the most valuable training that you will ever have watched. And my name is Samuel, and I just wanted to give you a very brief introduction of myself. Personally, I have been in over 6 business models, including the coaching business. I started from the health business. I moved on to doing a bit of corporate where I did event sales and fitness classes. And I was in the personal training business. I was in the financial advisory business, in the recruitment business, and also in the coaching and consulting business. And what I can say is in all these different businesses, 97% of my customers are people that I do not know. These are people who don't know me, they don't know who I am, and the only reason why they use my service or why they buy my product is because they have a need to. And I can say that of all these people that I've prospected and closed, these are all cold leads that came from social media marketing. And on this webinar, I'm going to give you the exact system that I've used to generate highly qualified leads on demand consistently through social media without having to rely on warm market, referral, or cold calling. Now, when I say on demand, what that means is it is like a pipeline, meaning the moment you turn on the pipeline, the leads will actually be produced. That is very different as compared to something that requires your constant effort. For example, doing prospecting where it requires constant effort. So when I say on demand, that means that by the end of this webinar, you'll learn how to create a system that is able to produce lead as and when you want, simply by the deployment of money and nothing else. No effort is required, no active prospecting is required. And by the end of this, you will stop having to do any kind of cold calling, roadshows, door knocking, or even pestering your warm market, hoping for referrals, attending a few dubious events here and there, or even attending BNI sessions just to get a few half-interested prospects. Now, if you're already doing any of the above, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to do. In fact, it's a great thing. But what I'm saying is once you've understood this entire strategy on how you can get leads from social media, you no longer have to do all these different things that you may or may not want to continue doing. And you uncover how to get clients on demand, how to position yourself as the authority, how to close clients on first encounter, and how you can build an ecosystem where leads will never ever become a problem again in your business. And this will work even if you're new in your space, even if you don't consider yourself to be the best, even if you're not the cheapest, even if you don't have a website, and in fact, really you don't need one, and even if you don't want to overly expose your identity, or even if you have dabbled with content marketing, blogging, and a whole bunch of other non-results producing marketing gimmicks that just didn't work. This is going to be very, very different. And these are the 3 biggest myths to getting leads on social media that I want to dispel. And honestly, these are myths that are not true at all. And it just surprises me how these myths are holding so many people back from discovering what their potential could really be if they actually move on to social media marketing. And myth number 1 is people think it can't work for their business. Myth number 2 is people think they don't have money for it. And myth number 3, people think that it will take too long for them to see results through social media marketing. And I just want to say that these limiting beliefs, as the name suggests, they are completely untrue and unfounded. It is totally untrue because it can't be further from the truth. And let me dispel them one by one, and I'll explain to you what I mean with solid case study examples and qualifying example to prove to you that these beliefs are completely untrue. Okay, number 1, people think that social media marketing works, but may not be for their business. Now, the reason why you think this way is mainly because of these 2 main reasons. Number 1, you feel that social media marketing is something new and it might not work for your business. Number 2, you feel that your business might be dealing with certain kind of sensitive product. Maybe it is a financial product that you can't really divulge a lot of the product details. So you think that because of that, social media marketing won't work for you since it's going to be a very complicated area. But number 1, what I want you to know is that social media marketing is not something that's new. It is 10% technology, which is a new portion because technology has been introduced, I would say, 10 years ago. But 90% of what makes social media marketing works is still human psychology, and this is nothing new. This is the same psychology that has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. Just think, whatever methods you are using currently to prospect, the only reason why your old school methods are working is because of human psychology. The reason why you can close a deal at a roadshow, or the reason why you can cold call and still get a deal, that is because people are receptive to a certain idea. So when it comes to social media marketing, what happens is that 90% is the same thing. The only thing different is that you are executing it across a different medium. But the offer and the way you pitch your idea is going to be largely the same. And that is why I know that social media marketing can work for any business, because basically if you can get clients through the traditional method of cold calling, prospecting, referral, that means people are buying because of certain reason. All you need to do is to find a reason and find a way to express the reason properly on social media, and that is where you will get a massive amount of leads. Because on social media it is limitless and it can reach people beyond your physical constraints, right? I mean, how many people can you meet in a day if you just prospect actively using yourself? But if you do it through social media, it is unlimited. And that is why I always tell people social media is not technical. It is not technical, it is a lot more towards the human aspect. That is why you do not need to be a technician or you do not need to be a good IT person to actually dominate in social media marketing. In fact, I am not a good IT person, but what I do very, very well is the other 90%. I understand human psychology very well and how we can convince people to become a qualified lead over social media. Right, that's number one. And number two, for those of you who are dealing with products that you deem sensitive, for example, like financial products, where you can't really expose the company name or you can't really expose the product details because of stigma or compliance or a whole bunch of different things that you are concerned about. What I want you to focus on is that what I want you to know is that you do not have to offer any of that, because ultimately it's not about your product. People are not going to buy your product anyway on the first encounter. People are going to buy your offer. And the main difference between an offer and a product is that a product focuses on feature, an offer focuses on results. Meaning when it comes to social media marketing, we're not going to talk about your product in the first place. It doesn't help anyway. We're not going to talk about a company in the first place. Usually, in most cases, it doesn't help, no matter what business you're in. Because from a consumer point of view, okay, it's cool to know that what business you're in, it's cool to know which company you're from, but more importantly, what I want to know and what will really captivate the attention of consumer is, what can you do for me? How can you value add me? How can you solve my problem immediately? That is what will get interest on social media, and not your credibility or not your product name or not your company name. So for those of you who are worrying about your product being sensitive, don't worry about that, because ultimately we won't be using any of that. And in fact, if you don't want to, you don't even have to mention your name or your company name at all. So that's something that you can be rest assured of. Alright? That's myth number one. And myth number two, people think that they can't afford or they don't have money for social media marketing. Okay, let me give you this example. If I give you a machine right now, if I offer you a machine that for every dollar you put in, you will get $2 back. Alright? Every dollar you put in, you will get $2 back. And this machine, I'm going to sell it to you at $300 per month. Will you buy it? As a logical business person, will you buy it? Assuming this is 100% true, right? $1 in, $2 out. As a logical business person, will you buy it? I hope the answer is yes, because it's just the logical business relations. And that is precisely what social media marketing is about. That is precisely what lead generation through social media marketing is all about. It is about finding a strategy whereby you can make $2 for every $1 you put in. And that is why I always tell people, it's never about a budget. It's never a budget problem. It is a skill set problem. Can you have the ability to put in $1 and get $2 back? Because if you can have that ability, in Facebook terms, in Facebook marketing, you can start as low as with $10 a day. So the budget is never the issue. And more importantly, don't confuse the product with the solution. Most people, they're very confused. They confuse the product for the solution. What I mean by that is, people think that social media marketing is the problem because they have no money to do it. But what I'm saying is, you can't afford not to do it. Because if you don't do this, then how else are you going to deal with your lead generation problems? And that's why I always give out the same comment to people that, yes, you can save on your social media budget, but how else are you going to deal with your lead generation problem? How else are you going to get more leads? Through the traditional methods, which is really not working, how else are you going to get more leads? And the answer, at least in this past year, or in the past 3 years, 5 years, and the next 3 to 5 years, I can tell you that the answer is going to be social media. That is the cheapest way you can get attention, and that is the cheapest and most targeted way you can get leads. Alright? So it's never a budget problem, it's always a skill set problem. And I can give you an example. This is one of the campaigns I ran with my client, and you can see that they got 1.6 messaging replies. And a messaging replies basically means, I think for most of you, when you have clicked on the ad that I ran for Leads Machine, that is called a messaging reply. It means after you click, you are one messaging reply. So this person got over 1.6k messaging reply, and he barely spent, I can't review the exact amount, but he spent below $3,000 to get this amount of traction. And from there, he closed 5-figure in sales, and that is just on the front end. That's not even including all the different referrals that he can ask for, and that's not even including all the different lifetime value that he can maximize from his clients. So again, I'm not saying that referrals are not good, but what I'm saying is once you have an automated lead generation system, that will work hand in hand with your referral, because now when you're not desperate, it becomes a lot easier for you to ask for referrals when you don't need it, right? Referrals go to people who don't need it. When you're not desperate, people can feel it, people can feel your confidence, and they give you referrals a lot easier. Alright, so that's an example. And like I was saying earlier on, it is not about can't afford to do it. It's more like you can't afford not to do it. Because how else are you going to solve your lead generation rules? How else are you going to get more leads to make sure that your business explodes? How else are you going to get more leads to make sure that your business survives past the crucial years? Alright? So that is the thing that you have to really internalize. And myth number 3, people think that it will take too long for them to see results when it comes to social media marketing. Now, this is what I want to emphasize. I want to tell you what lead generation is not all about, because for me, what I do is lead generation. And I want to be very clear, because this took me a lot of money and time to learn, and it took me a long while to understand this fully. Lead generation is not about creating a nice website. It is not about putting out great content. It is not about doing blogs, doing value posts. It is not about doing value videos. It is not about getting a social media intern to manage your Facebook page. It is not about trying to get 10,000 likes so that your page looks good. It is not about trying to take 3 months to build up your entire branding so that people will buy from you. It is not about doing a whole bunch of things on social media aimlessly and hope. The keyword here is hope, and hope that people will come to you. It's not about that. This is what it's about. It's about having a strong offer that appeals directly to your end consumer. It is about closing the sale within 3 days of your first encounter with the consumer. It is about becoming profitable ASAP, as soon as possible, so that you can reinvest your profits to building your leads machine even better. And I can tell you that for every single one of the clients I work with, I get them results within 15 minutes to 2 weeks maximum. I can tell you honestly, point blank, that any agency out there or any coaches or any gurus out there that tell you that they need more than 2 weeks to give you a decent pool of results. I'm not talking about massive results immediately. I'm talking about at least the first few sales or the first few results that we call the proof of concept. If you tell you that it takes more than 2 weeks, I can tell you that usually they are full of BS. I can tell you point blank. It doesn't take, if it takes more than 2 weeks, then we can have a problem. Because ultimately, lead generation is not about taking a lot of time. It is about creating the maximum amount of results in minimal amount of time. So from there, you have leverage to expand a model. That's how lead generation works. It's not about putting in time or sinking in all these resources to creating a brand that God knows when it will bring results. It's not about that. Alright? Nothing wrong with branding, but branding and lead generation, it is not the same thing. So don't confuse branding for lead generation. Lead generation doesn't take time, lead generation takes skill. And the best example I can give you is this. My personal page, not my personal page, but this is the page I ran for you guys, the Leads Machine. I have only 6 likes. I have no likes. And I can tell you that just by this page, just in a few days, I've already gotten over 100 plus of you inquiring for my service. And honestly, I have more demand that I can keep up as of now. And that is why I do a webinar and I provide content before I even want to speak to my prospect. Because again, I want to make sure that my prospect are properly qualified before I even get to them. And that's what I will be helping you to fix up as well. So as you can see, it is not about the likes. I have no likes, guys. All the page I ran for clients, they have no likes. And likes are not important because your consumer, honestly, they couldn't care less. They have so much going on in their life that they couldn't care how many likes you have. That is not what makes people interested on social media. What makes people interested in your offer is that they want to know that you can solve their problem. And that is why a strong offer is so much more important than getting all these different likes that really doesn't matter. And I can tell you that all these different results I've gotten for clients, all these are pages with 0 likes, or maybe like 2 or 3 likes. And these 2 or 3 likes are just people who happen to like our page after seeing our ads, right? So it's really not about likes. It's not about any of the vanity metrics. It's about getting to the real results as fast as possible. And remember, it is never about you, it's always about your lead. When you think about all these branding metrics, when you feel that you're not good enough to build a social media brand yet, or not good enough to do social media marketing, many times it's because you're focusing too much on you. Don't think about you, think about what the client requires. Who cares about how many likes you have? What I care about as a client is how can you solve my problem? How can you add value to me? I don't care whether you have content on your page or anything. Those are good things to have. But ultimately, the core of lead generation is how can you solve your client's problem? That is the main concern that we care about in lead generation. Because the moment you can answer this question, everything else will take place. The moment you can answer this question properly, how can you solve your client's problem? How can you solve an immediate problem that your client have? Once you can answer this well, which is having a strong offer, I can promise you that the rest will take care by itself. And those are the 3 Me's to getting a ton of leads from social media. And hopefully by now you understand why these reasons are complete crap and how you can immediately start getting leads by building a leads machine on social media. And myth number 1, the truth is it works for every business just in different ways. Myth number 2, the truth is you can't afford not to have it, and don't confuse the solution for the problem. Your problem is that you're not getting leads on social media. And the solution is that you should start getting leads on social media. So don't confuse the problem for the solution and not take any action, hold on to all the money. And what I always tell people is this, you can hold on to all the money, but what are you going to do about the problem? You can hold on to all this money, but you're not getting your results because you're holding on to the money and you're not pumping the money to solve that problem. Alright? So don't confuse the problem for the solution or the solution for the problem. And number 3, it is not about taking too much time before you see results. It is about having the correct monetization strategy. Focus on what I'm saying here, monetization, meaning how you can make money ASAP from your lead generation strategy so that you can reinvest into your leads machine. That is the key here, alright? And if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, coach, consultant, or service provider that solves a real need in the market, you have a legal and ethical offering, you're coachable, and are willing to invest time and money in yourself, there's only so much I can mention on this webinar, but again, if you fulfill this criteria, I want to help you to develop a few things. Number 1, a can't be refused offer that is valued at $497, an advanced leads targeting system valued at $497, an authoritative closing on first encounter valued at $1297, and I'll show you the only legit technique to filter out non-buyers valued at $1997. And also, I will let you have the chance to pick my brains for free, and that I would say the value is priceless. And the total value of this is going to be $497, which is what I usually charge for a strategy session. But what I'm going to do for you is that since you're on this webinar, I'm going to actually give it to you for free. I'll allow you to book a free call. Not everybody, only the first 5 of you to take action, to book a free call with me where I'll go through all these different things with you and I will look at your business model as though it was mine and I'll give you the exact techniques on how you can modify certain things. Alright, so if that is you and if you have enjoyed this webinar, I want to share more with you. I want to give you the exact strategies to actually create this transformation. So what you can do is book your call right now and I look forward to speaking with you really, really soon. And for some of you may be wondering, why am I doing this? If I'm really so good at what I do, why would I be giving all these free calls? Now, I have 2 main reasons and I can be very, very transparent with you. Number 1, it is the right thing to do. Most people that I work with, there are people who are serious but not necessarily ready enough to pay for different information at that level. And I can tell you that 99% of people who watch my content, they do not have the financial resources yet to invest in my programs. And that is why I want to give back by doing free calls to people who are serious and have watched my webinar and have fulfilled my entire qualification process. I want to help you in that aspect. And obviously, as I teach, that reinforces my knowledge. So it's a win-win for me, alright? And besides being the right thing to do, it is also the smart thing to do because it is through this course that I speak to people and understand who are the correct people that I can work with. And if you're the right fit for what I do, I will also offer you a potential chance to collaborate with me on your lead generation and how I can actually help you to 2x to 10x your business in the next 30 days through my unique lead generation strategy and skill set. Alright, so those are my reasons. And some of you may be thinking, but I can figure this out myself. I don't really have to call you. I can just do it myself. Sure, you can. But one thing I can tell you is that personally, I've spent a lot of money and time to learn this stuff. And for those of you who follow me on my page, you will know that this is something that is true, right? This is absolutely true. And I've paid for tons and tons of courses and seminars. I've easily spent over 5 figures to actually develop my skill set and learn all these different things. And this is even after I've spent hours and hours watching free YouTube videos, because I can tell you that the best stuff, trust me, you won't get it on YouTube for free. You will not get it on YouTube for free. And that is the reason why people pay me so much for coaching. That's the reason why people pay me so much for consulting, because above a certain level, you can get all this information, but you just can't get the transformation. And trust me when I say that we are no longer living in a world of figuring things out. We are living in a world of modeling what works. Because in this era of rapid information transfer, by the time you figure it out all by yourself, the trend would have finished. All right, we would have been on to the next thing. So it's no longer about trying to figure things out. It's about trying to model what is already working. And if that is you, if you're looking for more than just information, because again, all this I'm giving you is just information. I can tell you all these different things, but I can tell you that 99% of people who are listening to this right now, they will not apply it unless you are someone who is looking for a transformation. And if that is you, I invite you to get on a call with me where I guide you step by step to getting your actual transformation, from going from your current state to becoming a master at generating leads, so you never have to worry about lead generation. You never have to cold call, you never have to prospect, you never have to beg for a single sale in your entire career once and for all. Alright, so if that is you, I want to invite you to book your call, and I look forward to speaking with you really, really soon. You can actually click on the link right below. That will link you to my Calendly page. You can choose a timing that you're comfortable with. And then once you're done with that, the next thing you're going to do is a simple form, an application form to fill out the information so I can get to know you a bit better. And once you have done that, all you need to do is mark the date in your calendar, show up on time, and I look forward to have a great call with you.